One of the main reasons why we have to seek out exercise is because our culture has become so sedentary. And I'm going to explain why. So, the average adult in the US spends 9 to 11 hours per day sitting at work, in traffic, and at home. Some estimates suggest people are 65 to 70% less active than our hunter-gatherer ancestors. I'm going to say that again. 65 to 70% less active than our hunter-gatherer ancestors. All right. We work in mostly desk jobs. 80% of US jobs are sedentary or minimally active compared to less than 20% in the 1950s. And that's from the US Department of Labor. The average office worker takes less than 3,000 steps per day, well below the recommended 7 to 10,000 steps per day. And the third thing is screen time. Our screen time has gone through the roof. The average American adult spends over 7 hours a day on screens, phones, TVs, and computers. And that's from a data report of 2024. That adds up to over 100 full days a year spent sitting and looking at screens. Okay, so how did we get here? All right, let's talk about that for a second. Technology made life easier and less active, okay? Machines replaced manual labor, cars replaced walking, screens replaced face-to-face interaction. What used to require physical effort, cooking, working, traveling, now takes just a few clicks or taps. Obviously, we have built our lifestyles so that we don't have to move as much, but we can get a lot more done because we have these awesome machines. Work shifted from physical to digital. A century ago, most jobs involved movement. Today, most of us just sit at desks, cars, or on couches. The average adult spends over 10 hours a day seated, 9 to 11 hours, and that's before scrolling at night. We've optimized for a life of comfort. Food delivery, escalators, drive-thrus, it's amazing for the efficient, but terrible for movement. We've built an environment that rewards saving energy instead of spending it, and that's always been the case. I'm sure if hunter-gatherers killed a huge buffalo and were able not to have to go hunting for a month or 2 months or 6 months, that would have been really nice for them because they didn't want to have to expend energy. We don't want to expend energy if we don't have to expend energy. So we have really built a culture that allows us to just chill out for a lot of the day. So we have to actively search out exercise, okay? And you just have to understand that first. Like the first understanding is, hey, we are a sedentary culture. That means we have to find ways to move more. That doesn't mean you have to be on your feet 24/7. That doesn't mean you have to exercise for 3 hours a day. That just means you have to understand that sitting and not moving is more part of our culture than it was 50 to 75 to 100 years ago. So knowing that, you have to be cognizant that I need to put movement into my day, right? We could all just, not all, but a lot of people could just sit around and make money by clicking, by working on the computer, by driving all day. And I'm not saying these jobs are bad by any means, right? I really enjoy making content on my computer. I love writing blogs. I'm sitting down making this video right now. But I will say earlier today, I did go for a swim. So it's a matter of balance, right? If we're going to have all of these new capabilities that allow us to move less, but actually get to enjoy more things, then we have to understand that movement is something that we really have to focus on and understand that it's really, really helpful for our biological longevity. And so I think that's one of the things is most people just kind of go with the flow and they don't really look at their environment and see what's happening. They're just part of the environment and they're just going along with what's happening. And we really have to take a step back and say, okay, how can I make my body and mind healthier, even though my biological sense wants to make things easier on myself? I want to move less if I don't have to. All right. So that's all. Just wanted to really drive home that we live in a sedentary culture and we have to focus on that movement if we want to live healthy, long lives. That's it. Thanks, guys. And if you have any questions, feel free to reach out. Thank you so much. Get after it.